Well, hello, Grit with Grace National Area and friends. Oh my goodness, welcome to week 2 of our virtual Engage to Elevate. I am super excited about the training tonight. You're going to hear from superstars Brandy Lampman, Trisha Bless, and Senior Sales Director Tammy Clout. And I just want to say before we get started that I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you, okay? I'm proud of you for trying, for doing something new. I saw your posts on the Engage to Elevate Facebook page where you were talking about making your first Google form. Congratulations. Where you were talking about setting up your own Zoom account, not relying on your sales director to do everything for you. Where you sent out your first virtual packs, where pampering packs, where you downloaded the apps. Hello, you downloaded the apps and you started sending out the skin analyzer app. I'm so proud of you. You did the Mirror Me app, and guess what? You got people to try it and you got sales. You called the hotline. You downloaded the MK Learning app and you listen to great things every day, you guys. And you know what? Maybe the numbers aren't showing up in the computer yet. There might be a couple reasons for that. Number one, we had 32 days in May. So a lot of you pushed through that 32nd day of May. Thank you, Mary Kay, for giving us that. And things that would have gone on June 1st or June 2nd, you pushed to have that go in May for the Twice as Nice, which was super great strategically. But now you're looking at the computer and you might be a little bit going, wow, what's happening right now? I want to tell you something. It does not matter what the eyes see. It matters what the heart believes. I'm going to say that again. It does not matter what the eyes see. It matters what the heart believes. It is only June 8th. And my friend, National Sales Director Ruth Everhart, one of her favorite sayings is this: God can do immeasurably more in one day than we could ever do in a lifetime. I'm going to say that again. God can do immeasurably more in one day than what we can do in a lifetime. And if you haven't called into the hotline yet for today, look at the voucher and see what that number is. Call into the hotline because I'm talking about progress, not perfection. In fact, perfection is the enemy of progress. And the most important day in finishing is the day after perfection. The most important day in finishing is the day after perfection. The day when you don't do what you're supposed to do. The day that you don't make the booking text or the booking calls. The day that you don't get any sales. The day that you don't keep to your word to yourself. What are you going to do that next day? You know what? For some of you, it is easy to be on this, whatever this is called tonight, this virtual event tonight, because you had a great week and you're excited and you're on fire and you've got momentum and you're passionate and you might even be in the top 10 or maybe even the top 3 and you're going to get recognition. And for some of you, you are so glad that this is virtual, that nobody can see your face. You're just getting on because you're supposed to get on. You know what? Sometimes when you get on because you're supposed to get on, not because you want to get on, you get exactly what you need. So get ready, my sisters. Get ready. Get your pens. Get your notebooks. Get your drink and get ready to learn. I am so excited to send you over to Brandy Lampman, who is finishing earning the use of her 3rd free car in Mary Kay this month. And she is also celebrating her 30th birthday. We are so excited. Please welcome Brandy Lampman.
Hi, guys. Oh, my gosh. I'm so stinking excited to hang out with you today. I'm so excited. We are going to start on page 21 in your books, the Show and Share Facebook Party. That is what we're going to talk about right now. When I first started, this was called the QVC Party. So if I accidentally call it a QVC Party, I apologize. But that's what I learned it as. So Show and Share Facebook Parties. So we're going to start with the limiting beliefs of this party. What does it look like? I'll give you a quick rundown and then we're going to jump into those limiting beliefs. So a show and share Facebook party is basically you create a group and you are just posting things in it and your customers are commenting or your guests are commenting. And that's the gist of the party. You're not going live. They're not seeing you face to face. You're not seeing them face to face. It's very much behind the scenes work and you're just posting. Okay, so that's the gist of this party. Very simple, super easy, probably the easiest thing that you can do. And so I'm going to take you through that. So with the limiting beliefs on page 21, it's too many posts. That's that first line right there. It's too many posts. And you know what? It's actually the perfect amount of posts in a time frame. If you've been to one of these Facebook parties, you know what it's like. You get on when the party starts and the person comments or posts something, and then 3 minutes later she posts another post, and then a few minutes later she posts another post, and you're just commenting away and watching videos. And it's super fun, very informative, and again, it's behind the scenes. So it really is the perfect amount of posts in the time frame. Okay, so the next one, I can't do it. I'm not tech savvy. You guys, we are working so hard to make sure that you guys are tech savvy. And sometimes you just got to try it and figure it out. And this is actually very simple. So I can totally learn. You're going to change this limiting belief into I can't do it, I'm not tech savvy, into I can totally learn this simple way to work my business virtually. Okay? Virtually. So those are the limiting beliefs. They're pretty simple, and we just got through them. We're no longer limiting our beliefs on that. So the why, you guys, if you haven't jumped on the virtual bandwagon and you're just getting into it, I'm super happy for you. I'm very, very happy for you, because you know what? We do not know what our life and our business is going to look like months from now. I know things are opening up, and I know that some people are able to meet in person. In Michigan, our restaurants just opened today. Like we're very far behind in opening things up. And so you don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And so learning this way now is going to really, it's going to give you an edge, because we just don't know what's going to happen in the future, right? Okay, so a couple of other reasons for the why that you'll want to just like write down in your little notes section right there on page 21 is to work while you can. Because right now, you might not be able to work virtually, or maybe you're about to have a baby and you're not going to be able to be in person for a month or so. So learn this now so you can work when your baby's here. Maybe you have a parent who is going to be moving in with you soon, and you're going to be their full-time caretaker. Do it now. Learn this now, so then you can still hold parties virtually while you're taking care of your parent. There's so many reasons of you just don't know what's going to happen to work this business now. Absolutely maximize this time. So this is a little secret. Don't tell my customers this, but I actually do 2 or 3 parties at a time. I'm actually doing one right now, and I'm not on it. Well, actually it starts at 8, so I'll be able to like comment later. But you can do 2 or 3 parties at a time, because I'll explain this later, but you can schedule all of the posts. So you're just commenting. It's so easy. I've done 2 or 3 at a time, and I love it. It does get a little like, oh my gosh, I'm just commenting. But it's super fun, and I love it. Another reason to do these parties is that people who might not have booked with you in person are more willing to book with you virtually. It's less scary for them. And so I'm actually running a challenge for myself to do 30 virtual parties for my 30th birthday on Friday, but I have the whole month of June. And one of my friends who I asked to do a in-person party like this fall, she was like, no, none of my friends will come to that. But I asked her again, and she said, actually, I think that this would be perfect. They would totally show up to a Facebook party. Winning. So excited for that. Okay. People have had their best months ever. This is another why. This is like so easy, and people are having their best months ever in Mary Kay working virtually. And then lastly, we have another month of this $30 virtual kit. So you might as well get people working with you virtually and teaching them virtually so they know how to do this as well. Okay? So there's a lot of whys. And if you can't tell, I love this party and I'm very passionate about it. Okay, we're going to flip the page to page 22. Now we're going to go into the how. How do we do this? Number 1, this is a crazy concept, but you're going to book the party. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to do. Book the party. If you don't have a party to book, then it's kind of pointless, right? Okay, the second thing that you're going to do is you're going to make a Facebook group. Not an event, a Facebook group, because you can schedule the posts. This is so important. Okay, so really like underline, circle, highlight, whatever you need to do, Facebook group. Okay. The third thing that you're going to do is invite your hostess to said group. Again, super simple, nothing crazy. Number 4, you are going to coach her to invite her friends and her family. Now, I like my group sizes to be about 15 to 20. because about a third will communicate and hang out with us, just so you guys know the numbers, okay? If she invites 5, we might have one person commenting, and then it's just like really depressing. So coach her to have 15 to 20 people in there. So she's going to get the most hostess rewards. It's going to be more fun that way. That you're just going to coach her to do that. Number 5, schedule all the posts. Do you want to know a secret? I schedule my posts at like 10 o'clock at night when I'm watching Grey's Anatomy. Yep, there's my secret. Do it at night, not during people time, because they don't like, you just do it during people, like, just do it. Do it when you're not talking to humans, okay? Because it's super easy, super easy. If you don't know how to schedule a post, just Google it is my best answer for you. But in the group, if you're going to post, there's a little clock next to the like when you are going to press the button that says post, a little clock, push that, and then you can schedule the time. And again, if you have trouble with it, Google that afterwards. Okay, number 6 and number 7 are what you're going to do during the actual party. You are going to reply to every comment. So anytime someone comments, you are going to reply to it. And not just like a thumbs up or a like. You're going to like actually like, oh my gosh, that eyeshadow looks really cool. And you're going to say, oh, I love it. And if you have a picture of it on, you're going to send a picture of it. Or if she's like, hey, what do you think of that miracle set? You're not just going to be like, oh, it's good. You're going to be like, I've been using it for 11 years. I'm obsessed with it. You're going to give her actual comments, not like some robotic comment. And then number 7, you are going to follow up that evening with them or the next day. I would suggest that evening. This is my little tip. You've got some space down there. Oops, I just flung my paper. You have some space below to write. This is my little trick, is you want to message them while they're commenting on things during the party, because you might not be friends with them on Facebook, and then your message might go into like their spam inbox and they might not see it. So if they're commenting on things, I'll say, hey, I'm going to quickly message you. And then she's going to look for her messages so you can already have that conversation created. Okay, that's like a really big tip. A second tip to make sure that people open up that window of conversation with you in that follow-up is to have them message you your address if they win a freebie. So smart. It took me like 15 parties to learn that. And then I was like, oh, that'll be so much easier. And so I do a pre-post of them saying, I like just say, hey, comment with or message me with your address just in case you win a freebie. Okay. So I am going to tell you where to find all of the posts, because I know that those are your questions right now. Like, where do I find all these posts? So you're going to go to HeidiGelzer.com. Under the education tab, under working virtually, and then you're going to put the Facebook Go Kit. Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Okay. The Facebook Go Kit, you're going to go all the way to the bottom to page 21, and you're going to click everything. I should have given this to her ahead of time. I'm so sorry, Kim. And then you're going to click QVC type. And all of those posts are in there. Like, all of the posts that you need. There's pre-posts, pre-party posts, party posts, and then after party posts, all in that thing. And if you need to change some things up, change them up. You can go to Mary Kay In Touch and find videos, and you can share them into the group. Okay, so that's that. I'm just going to give you one more tip, and then I'm going to tell you what a consultant did. So my last tip for you is, if you feel like bumping up this party, this show and share party, you can go live into this party. So I will do my makeup or my skincare at night, whatever it may be, and I'll go live on my personal page. And I'm not like I'm not like hosting a sale or anything. I'm just going live so people can see me get ready. And then I share it into that group, because you can share videos into groups. And so I share it into, say it's Courtney's party. I'm going to share my video into Courtney's party, and her party isn't until Thursday. So then people can like see, oh, she went live on Monday. That's super cool. They're going to watch it. I might go live again. So I usually try to go live about 1 or 2 times and just share that into that group. And if you have multiple parties, guess what? You can share it into multiple groups. So I plan them out that I will have like 4 parties watching the same exact video that I did. And I'm doing all of the work for 4, but with 1 video. Is that super smart and easy? Okay, and then lastly, I want to give you hope. So my consultant, Joy, she booked 3 of these parties in a week. 3 parties in a week. And that's what Mary Kay used to teach us, to do like 2 to 3 parties per week. So she did that. So she had 3 parties on her books. And you know what? One of them was a big fat dud. Nothing came from it. No one commented. She didn't sell a dime. And I don't even think her hostess was communicating with her. That's how good the party was. But from the other 2, you guys, she sold $1,200. Can you get excited about that? So with this format, it's super easy to multiply, to duplicate, and your new consultants can really learn from you from doing this. So I highly suggest you give it a shot. I hope that this helped you. I'm so excited that you're on this video tonight, and I am pumped to send you over to one of my best friends in this world, Trisha Bless. She's going to blow your socks off.
Thanks, Brandy. Oh my gosh, that was so great. I was writing so fast, and I've done that kind of party before. You had so many great tips, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm excited to talk to you about another option for holding group parties using technology. There's lots of different tools that you can use, lots of different methods. The method I'm going to talk about is kind of like recreating the experience around the kitchen table. We're going to talk about face-to-face, everybody in the same room, virtual parties using Zoom for a few minutes. And if you're using a different technology that creates that same kind of experience, you don't have to change it. You might learn some other tips that can help you with what you're already doing, but I'm not saying Zoom is the only tool out there. You can apply this format to any type of meetup tool where multiple people can be in the same space at the same time, hearing, seeing, talking to each other. Okay, just to clarify that. Okay, so let's start on page 23. Zoom parties up at the top. We're going to talk about limiting beliefs again just for a second, because there might be some slightly different limiting beliefs with this type of party. So why do you think Zoom parties might be hard, or that you can't do them? What might hold you back from booking them? Well, maybe you're thinking things like, the technology is too hard for me, or it's too hard for the guests. Maybe you're like, well, I can do this, but the guests are going to be totally confused. Or maybe you're thinking, I don't have samples, so how can I do a facial or a skincare class with someone? Or maybe you're thinking people aren't going to sit and stare at a screen for 45 minutes for a party or whatever. Maybe you think you don't know enough about the products and what to say and how to do it. Maybe you think they won't be interested because if they don't get to like put their hands on the products, if they're like watching you and listening to you, and not getting to do their own skincare or do their own makeup. And maybe you're thinking, well, I don't want to be on the screen. I don't want people to see me. Okay, those are all thoughts. I'm not kidding you guys. Those are all thoughts that I had at different times when I was trying to get myself to learn how to do these sorts of things, because I was like, well, I don't know. They're not going to wanna, and I don't want people to see me on the screen, and my hair is never great, and I can't do my, makeup that great anyway, and they're going to be looking at me this whole time. You guys, they really aren't. They are looking at you and they are engaging with you, but they're not like staring and analyzing you the whole time. Take the focus off of you, put the focus onto them. That makes so much difference. So, okay, we thought about some reasons why maybe we're uncomfortable with the idea of doing these live in-person parties, right? Well, what would you actually like to feel like? How would you really like to think about this? If your director said to you, okay, your challenge is to hold 2 virtual face-to-face parties this week, would you be like, ugh? Or would you be like, yes, I'm going to crush that? Well, what would make you think, yes, I'm going to crush that? Maybe it's things like, I mastered this technology and it's simple, so I can teach my guests too. Maybe it's things like, this is a great way for women to connect. And I'm going to tell you a story in a little while about how much we can give that to other people, and they don't realize how bad they're craving it until they get together with us in a virtual room to just talk. So I'll get to that in a minute. I have a great story for y'all. Maybe you're going to say to yourself, it's going to be so fun. We're going to laugh. And you know what? If I don't do it perfect, they'll laugh along with me. We're just going to have some fun, take off some stress, and just enjoy ourselves. You guys, you can flip your script about this whole thing and stop thinking about, what if I mess up the technology? What if I don't present it right? What if I don't look good on the screen? And think about, what's it going to provide for her? It's the same kind of thought process that we have to do, you guys, or in-person parties around someone's kitchen table. We have a lot of those same insecurities. For those of you who've been in Mary Kay before the last 90 days, when you are booking appointments with someone to go see them, right? It's the same kind of insecurities that you might have with doing a virtual party, but you know what? It's okay, because it's all about being a blessing to other people. So I just really wanted to give you a second to think about that. So your challenge, not right now, because I got a lot of stuff to cover and I want to keep moving, but I want you to make sure that you take at the bottom of page 23, that you take a minute to write yourself a power statement so that when you go to reach out to someone to schedule that virtual party or to ask them to hang out with you and do a Zoom with you, that you're not so afraid to do so, that you feel empowered to do it, and if you can tell how much of a blessing you're going to be to someone else. Okay, I want you to work on that this week. All right, let's turn to page 24, and we're going to talk about why do a Zoom party, or why do a face-to-face party. Well, some of it's like what Brandy said, and then there's a couple of other twists I want to give you too. I'm going to tell you all 4 blanks, and then I'll go back and go into them in a little more detail. So the first one is maximizing your time and your results. Brandy talked about that already. The second one, provide connection. Provide connection. Number 3, a little easier to keep your guests' attention when you can see them and they can see you. It's a little harder for them to click off the screen and go read something else, or go take the dog out or whatever. If you're both on the screen, you'll kind of know. And the fourth one, the technology is a little more familiar now for people, and it doesn't require Facebook. From time to time, you will have instances where the person that you're talking to, either a guest or a hostess, doesn't have Facebook and doesn't want to have Facebook for whatever reason. So using a tool like Zoom can be a great alternative because it doesn't require her to have that to be able to participate. So that's just one more reason why you might want to choose this method. Okay, so let's go back and talk about that. So number 1, by working with groups of people, obviously you're going to maximize your time. You can see a couple faces in an hour, or you can see 10 faces an hour. Something that I think has been really interesting, yes, Nicole, I will repeat those again. Something that I think has been really interesting is that I can see more people in a day than I have ever seen in a day in Mary Kay, simply because of the time that we don't have to spend traveling, setting up, taking down, getting all the trays and mirrors ready. I was tracking this, and last week I told Heidi one day, last week I saw 31 people in one day, you guys, from 3 different events, and I never left my office. So you can really get a lot done and maximize your time while still creating those types of experience. So that was number 1, maximize your time and results. Number 2, providing connection. Women crave connection, you guys. It's how we're wired anyway. And I think a format like Zoom, what it can do is it can create that gathering experience that women are looking for, especially if they've been home now for a couple of months. And it also allows them to network with friends and family across the country. Maybe they would love to have their sister do a Mary Kay party with them, but she lives half of the country away. She lives 6 states away. So she can't really just pop over for a facial. But this would be a way that they could. Okay. And I just have to tell you a story. I did a party at the very beginning of April, and my hostess is a nurse. She's a nurse. She still is. And she invited her girlfriends from nursing school. Now, they've been out of nursing school for a while, years, and they're now spread all over the country. And remember, this is the beginning of April, so they're all like deeply embroiled in everything that's going on with the COVID-19 virus. And it just so happened that they had a Saturday morning where several of them were available. I think there were 8 of us all together. And that party actually went really long because you know what happened, you guys? Whew, it was hard for me sitting there because they could see me. They were releasing all the emotions of what they were going through. So we did facials and we had fun and we laughed and they told me stories about each other in nursing school. And then I let them just talk to each other because they needed to get out some of what they were feeling from what they were going through. And so that I wouldn't have cared if I didn't sell a dime, because that experience with those women was so powerful for me, because I knew that no matter how many times I dropped stuff on the floor, how many times I stumbled over my words and everything else that I missed, they didn't care. They cared that they got to be together. And I loved that. Another reason why providing connection is also great in how you can maximize your results from people all over the country. She can invite more people. I just don't want to forget about this. She can invite more people, which helps her maximize her hostess credit too. So that's another tip that you can share with her. Okay, number 3, keeping your guests' attention. Like I said, even though we're all over the country, we're all on the same screen, and it's a little harder for you to run away if I can see you. Now, I know you can turn off your camera and all that kind of stuff, but it just seems to help keep attention, I find, just like when we're sitting at the table. You're a little bit hesitant to get up and leave because everyone can see you, okay? And the last one, the tech is a little bit easier. You know, a lot of us had to figure out Zoom either for our jobs or our kids' schooling or our church activities or whatever it might be. And so it's a little more comfortable than it was 90 days ago. And, you know, because it doesn't require a Facebook account, it just can make it easier for some guests. Okay, so the bottom half of page 24, why do I do this? Now, we learned how to set up a Zoom account last week, and I know a lot of you practiced that because I think it was on our voucher, and I know several of you tried it and used it for facials or used it with a friend, so that's terrific. If you need a refresher, there's some graphics to give you some instructions at the bottom of page 24 there. And the other couple of things I would just remind you about the technology, you all have this mastered already, but your guests might need a little support. They're going to need a camera so we can see them, a microphone so we can hear them, and speakers so they can hear us. Now, most of us have all that stuff built right into our phone or our computer, our laptop, whatever we're using, our iPad. But if someone is struggling with one piece of the party or another, that might be what it is. It might be as simple as the technology they have doesn't support what you're trying to do. But no worries. I have a solution for that. I don't know if y'all know this, but in Zoom, you can always just call in on a phone. There's always a phone number associated with your Zoom meeting. And so even if all the rest of us were on the screen doing our facials, whatever that might be, somebody had a technology issue, they could just simply call in on the phone. Yes, we can't see them. They can't see us, but they can still hear and they can still talk and they can still participate. That's always a backup solution that you can offer if somebody's having technology issues, rather than just say, oh, well, okay, sorry, you didn't get to come this time. That's a bummer. Another thing that I would recommend having is some sort of tool that you use. PicCollage is really common. Create an invite that you can give your hostess. And on that invite, of course, you're going to put the date and time. That's the obvious part. But you also want to include the Zoom meeting ID and your telephone number so that if someone is having technical difficulties and they can't reach their hostess because she's on the phone trying to look at everything, they can reach out to you. So I always put my phone number on there so that they can get a hold of me if they're having to, they can text me or call me or whatever, so that they can get a hold of me if they need some tech support. Now, granted, I'm not a Zoom specialist and I can't answer all the problems in the world, but at least they feel like they have a place to go if they're stuck, and we can find a way to include them somehow. Even if it's just to tell her, no worries, just call into this number and we'll at least still be able to hear you and you'll be able to hear us. Okay, so that's a little bit about the how we do things. Let's go ahead and turn to page 25. The one that looks like this. Zoom parties, the tools. So we've talked about the technology part. Well, what else might we need? Okay, there's a few more things that you're going to need. Samples. You don't have to have. This is a decision you get to make. Samples or not for you and the guests. Some things you'll want to consider. Mailing time. What do you have on hand? And what's your hostess preference? It does take time to gather everybody's information and their mailing address and their pre-profiling questions so that you know what kind of skin they have and all of that kind of stuff, and then mail it out. And there's a cost associated with mailing out samples. So sometimes I'll favor in booking someone close in and just choosing not to use samples, because I would rather have the party with her and her friends. And there's so many ways to showcase our product without them actually having their hands on it. And my experience so far is it really is very effective. Like Brandy was just talking about, same kind of thing. Okay, so samples, that's one thing for you to figure out. I would rather have her party in a couple days than a couple weeks, to be honest with you, if I'm booking someone. Okay, it's also totally okay to do a party where it's mixed. I think almost every Zoom party I've done where I sent out samples, in fact, all of them, I know it, all of them had people on them who did not have samples because they didn't respond in time and the mail was not going to get them there, or they just showed up that day and didn't RSVP at all. Well, that's okay. They're still totally welcome to be there. And I just have to tell you, I had a party, I don't know, it was in April sometime. And the hostess, sent out a zillion invitations. We had a whole bunch of people RSVP. We sent out all these samples. And then like a few people showed up. And then some other random people that we'd never heard from showed up too. And we're like, okay, great. And so I did my whole party, and the people who had samples did their thing. And the people who didn't have them watched and talked to their friends who had charcoal mask on their face and all that kind of stuff. And then the lady who bought the most, over $200, was one of the ladies who didn't have samples. She just watched everybody else and made herself a list of all the things she wanted. She was the first person. She actually messaged me before the party was over with her list of everything she wanted because she was taking notes the whole time in order to know all the things that her friends were trying so that she could order them. It was actually super fun for her. She said she really enjoyed it. It didn't diminish her experience at all. Somebody commented this, I didn't catch your name, but yes, absolutely. If they are local to you, you can do a no contact porch drop with samples. That's terrific. I was just wanting to factor in the mailing time, but yes, absolutely. If they are local, drop the samples. That's terrific. Okay, what other tools might you need for your in-person party? Does this look familiar to anybody? I hope so. Some of you who are brand new and maybe our eStart folks are going, I don't know what that is. That's okay. This is a flip chart. You guys, oops, I stuck to the magnet. Doing a face-to-face virtual party is so much like doing a skincare class around the table. Just use your flip chart. You don't have to know different stuff. You can still hold it on your arm, set it on your desk, have the picture showing them, read the words on your side, tell them what to do. If they have samples, they do it. If you don't have samples, you just gesture a little bit and hold up the products. So simple, you guys, if you let it be simple. Don't make it difficult, okay? So still have your set sheets. Send them out to the guests in advance, post it. You do a screen share so they can see it, email it to them or text it to them or whatever you want to do afterward. Hold up your roll-up bag. You guys, I do my roll-up bag close with every one of these parties. And I do the whole thing where I roll it out and I talk about the pockets and I rip off the Velcro and I spin it around, all that stuff. All that stuff. It's all the same things that a lot of us have been doing for a long time. I'm just sitting in front of my computer doing it instead of sitting in front of your table doing it. And then, like, if you're giving her hostess gifts, maybe you offer a booking gift. Maybe she gets, I don't know, her Skinvigorate at half price if she has 2 bookings or something like that. Have that item there to show, to hold up so people can see this is what Sue is working for. When 2 of you book your parties tonight, she's going to get this at half price or she's going to get this for free. People love when they can see what their hostess is going to get, how their efforts of being there are going to help their friend. So that's just normal things that you would do around the kitchen table. Do them on here too. Okay, so the process. I'm going to hit on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. It sounds somewhat familiar. I'll tell you the 5, and then I'll go back and go over them again. So the 5 things. Find a hostess. That's number 1. Booker. Number 2. Coacher. Number 3. Sell stuff. Number 4. And recruit. Number 5. So that's the process for your party. We already did all the technology stuff. We talked about that already. That's kind of behind the scenes. So let me just tell you a little bit more about each of those. The first one, find a hostess. Well, how can you find a hostess? Okay, I'll give you some ideas. Your social network, your social media network. Who is already active on social media that you know? One of my favorite strategies for booking and doing career chats, you guys, is I'll get on my phone or my computer and I'll look and see who's active on Facebook right now. The little green dot, and I'll send them a message to book them. Because I know they're already there looking at their Facebook, so why not? Or if they just commented on my stuff, or if they comment on my stuff all the time, that's another great person to reach out to. Because they're already using the technology, and they might think, oh yeah, that'd be super fun. Another great place to look for hostesses, friends and family who are farther away. Pretty straightforward, right? Maybe another option is someone that you've talked to in the past, and I think Brandy mentioned this, who is interested in Mary Kay products but wasn't interested in hosting a party. Current customers, you guys. Revisit your customer list. Who has never hosted? Who has never had a second appointment with you? I bet you there's a lot of people right in your very own customer base that you can reach out to. Past hostesses. This is a different idea, a different format, a different way to do things. And someone who's just a regular shopper might want to be able to get some of her own products that she loves already, at a reduced price or for free. So why not reach out to her and just ask her about being a digital hostess? And you guys, there's a lot of perks. You got to sell it to her. A lot of perks. They don't have to clean. It doesn't cost them anything because they don't have to buy snacks. Their friends and family, like we've talked about, from everywhere can be there, which helps them get more hostess credit. They don't even have to get dressed. They can be in their jammies if they want. That's totally fine. And all they really need is some sort of a device and an internet signal. So it's super simple for our hostesses. We just need to remind them it's super simple to be a hostess with me. Okay, so that's number one, finding some hostesses. Number two, book them. I'm going to give you a couple of scripts. Don't worry about trying to write them down. I will make sure they all get posted on our group so everyone has them in a format that they can copy and paste, okay? But I want to just give you a couple of examples of something you might say. So you might message your friend and you might say, hey, Kim, do you love earning free stuff, having fun, and talking about beauty? Me too. Let's host a Mary Kay digital party together. It's seriously too easy not to. What you want to know what perks you could be earning? Let's chat. Oh my gosh, so simple. Or maybe you want to say to your friends, hey, you want to earn some Mary Kay hostess perks while you hang out on Facebook? Well, that's an easy one. Host your own party online for all the fun and no prep. Let's talk. Hashtag party perks. And that's something you can do. You can post that on your business page. You can post that in your customer Facebook group. You can send it as a text message to someone. You can send it as a private Facebook message to someone. There's a lot of different ways that you can connect with people. And so there's just some fun scripts based on a digital format. And there's actually 6 different ones. And like I said, I'm not going to go through them all now. I'm going to just post them so you can use them rather than trying to scribble fast and not catch anything else, because I know that would be what I was doing. Okay? All right. Number 3, coaching. Coach them. You guys, it's the same thing as coaching them for an in-person event. It's the same thing as coaching them for a facial. You schedule an event in Facebook or use a group in Facebook if you want to, if your hostess wants to. Some hostesses like that because they can invite all their friends there, and then you just post the Zoom link and everybody just gets on the Zoom at the appointed time. Of course, you're going to schedule the Zoom so you have the link. Creating a pic collage, we talked about that. That's got those details on there. Talk with your hostess, you guys. Don't forget, it's important to pick up the phone and call her. Or what I like to do, what I've been doing a lot lately, is I'll be like, is it okay if we video chat? She says, sure. Click the little video button since we're already messaging back and forth anyway. And then I can see her face and talk to her. I would prefer to do that. So then we can go over how the party's going to flow and answer her questions and things like that. Something that I find works great are themes. And some of you already saw the post with my little beauty menu. I didn't create it. I found it, but I love it. It's a great way for me to give my hostess an image that she can pick a theme. And you guys, it's still basically the same skincare class. I just give it a different name so it sounds super fun. And who doesn't want to do it? The skincare class sounds so educational, and I don't want to learn if I worked all day. I just want to have fun with my girlfriends. So I'm going to come to Happy Hour instead, or I'm going to come get a FaceTime facial or a virtual beauty experience or whatever title you want to use. There's some suggestions on there, but basically it boils down to the same thing, you guys. Sharing skincare, talking about, what our amazing products can do for people's skin and helping them figure out exactly the right products for them to use. Okay, keep it super simple. Even if your theme is Glam Pack or Mirror Me or a second appointment, whatever it might be, it's really just a second appointment that's using color. Or like I said, if you're doing a virtual experience, it's really just a skincare class using your flip chart. Same kind of thing. The themes just create interest, and that is just, a bonus for your hostess because it gets more of her friends excited to come. Okay. I see someone asked about where can we get the themes. There is a post of this graphic on the Facebook group that I put out there earlier today. If you check the photos section of our Facebook group here, you should be able to locate it pretty quickly because it was posted earlier today. And the scripts I will post this evening after we're done. So we know. Okay, number 4, we're selling things now. You guys, I already talked a lot about this. We talked about it. Set sheet, roll-up bag, individual consultations. There's our set sheet. Love it. Making sure that we're doing our roll-up close. That we're offering our sets and specials just like we do in person. Doing those individual consultations. Now, when you're working a group like this And for those of you who are familiar with Zoom technology, I realize there are a lot of other options that you can use from within Zoom. I'm not going to go into those tonight, but if you like to use those tools, absolutely use them. Okay? So keep it super simple for right now. Your individual consultation, set the stage for that at the beginning of the party. Let them know you're going to want to talk to them one-on-one when our group gathering's over. I'll shoot you a message in Facebook, or I'll give you a call on the phone, or I'll send you a text message, however you want to say it. I like to just call them or video chat them, whichever way I can do it most effectively right after the party's over. And so like Brandy's tip that she shared about having them PM you their addresses ahead of time, super smart idea, because then you've already got that window open. You can click the little camera for the video and see what they have, and see them and talk with them and do your individual consultation. Okay, last week we learned about Google Forms, right? You can also have a Google form if you've got a bigger group. Use a Google form for closing your party as a starting point. You're still going to do an individual live conversation with her, but like if you have 10 people on your party, let's say, you can send out closing Google form to everyone so they all have the link and they can be filling it out. And one of the questions in your Google form can be to ask them when today or tomorrow is a good time for you to give them a call, so that you can do your individual consultation with them and close them out, help them take home any products they want, schedule their follow-up appointment, ask them a few more questions about the career opportunity, those kinds of things. And make sure that you are always telling your guests up front what your closing process is so that they know. And also make sure that you're explaining how it's connected to Susie's hostess credit so they understand that talking to you one-on-one afterward is part of the process and they need to be a part of that as well. Okay. And if you're super brand new and maybe you just started with the Easter package and you have no idea what 90% of the things I'm talking about are, no worries. There's a lot of examples out there and they're available on Heidi's website, and your recruiter and your director can talk you through some of these things in more detail. So if you're like, I don't know what an individual consultation is, no worries. Someone will teach you that, I promise. It's basically just talking to her one-on-one and closing out the party so that she can make, like I said, make her purchases and all of those sorts of things. Okay, and the last thing, number 5, recruiting. I am not going to talk about that a whole lot tonight because that's next week, but do share some sort of marketing at your appointments, just like you do when you're sitting down with someone face-to-face. Same kind of thing in these virtual arenas, okay? So we're going to talk a lot more about that, but remember, Karis talked about the 4 wheels on our virtual appointments last week. Recruiting was one of them, so don't drop a wheel just because you're meeting with people virtually. Okay, Kim's been sharing the resources all along on the screen. There's so much in that working virtually section, so keep checking back there because we update it all the time. Pick collage example invites are in there. There's information on how to create Google Forms, sample forms, the set sheet that we talked about. Melissa actually talked about it last week too. So those resources are all there for you. If you're ever looking for images or graphics, you can always check out Mary Kay InTouch Digital Zone. You guys, there are so many things in the digital assets that you can use to enhance what you're doing or to just use as a background for a pic collage. So lots of great resources. But here's the deal, you guys. The bottom line is have fun. Don't worry about being perfect and just make the women on your screen feel important. That's really what we're trying to do. That's what Mary Kay asked us to do. I think she would be tickled pink to see us doing that same sort of thing virtually. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to hand it off to my senior sales director, the fabulous Tammy Clout.
Hey, girl. Hey. Oh, my goodness. I am so excited to be coming at you live from Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, in my basement studio office with my 5 children watching TV over somewhere over there. Hey, huh? Yeah, Wisconsin, right, guys? Okay. So just a little background, you guys. My husband has an essential business that has been open during this whole entire opportunity for us to grow with virtual parties. So he owns a cleaning company. And so he's actually been working more during the past 3 months than normal. I've also been at home with 5 beautiful children, 8 and under, 2 of which were in full-time school, a preschooler, and then a 4 and a 2-year-old. And thank God I had my mother who is in town to help school the preschoolers while I worked with the other 2. So we had to pivot, right? And so something that I have not done a lot with is going live on Facebook or doing these group things on Facebook. And so what I decided to do, I was frozen for about 2 weeks of our quarantine that we partook in. And I was actually very mad. I was before the quarantine in January and February, I was holding super Saturdays. I was choosing to work about 3 to 4 parties on Saturdays where I was driving to my studio. I was booking people to come to me. I was driving an hour, driving a half an hour to go to parties, and things were rocking and things were great. But when COVID hit, I was mad because I had to reschedule all my parties. Some of those parties, they did reschedule virtually, and some of them did not. Some of them are waiting to get together in person. I was asked today when I was going to start holding in-person parties, and I said, oh, I have to do that again? Let's just say working virtually has been very beneficial for my family. My husband asked me tonight, oh, do you have to leave and like go to like party? And I said, no, I'm just going down. Okay, I'm just going downstairs. It's going to be awesome. So turn to page 26. We're going to talk about doing Facebook Lives. Obviously, you can tell I've gotten very comfortable with it. And also doing Facebook group parties. We heard about Brandy talking about what a group is, and I'm going to show you like a really cute little, it's not cute, just like a quick little video where you're going to be able to see how to create a group. But let me go ahead and let's talk about first the limiting belief about doing Facebook Lives or doing group parties. And so some of them, we've already heard some of these limiting beliefs. I'm not tech savvy. Okay. We're finding the information right here. We have what is called the Facebook Go Kit. It is on HeidiGelzer.com under education, under working virtually, and it walks you through all of these steps, my friends. It's great. Okay, something also that might be a limiting belief. I have too many kids. How am I supposed to go live without a bunch of like crazy kids running around underneath my feet while I'm doing this? It's okay to have the TV babysit them. It's okay for them to have daddy time. It's okay for the 8-year-old to babysit $1 a kid per hour. Whatever you want to do, it's okay. Okay, I'm just overcoming like my limiting beliefs. Am I bothering people? No, you guys, what I have found is that people are going to join your group party. They're going to join your lives because they're interested either in you or what you're having to say about the products that you're showing. That's it, you guys. And I figured most of my Facebook lives and my Facebook group live parties are usually around 8 o'clock at night because either people, they're on their phones anyway, they're doing something, okay? They're scrolling through social media or they're watching a movie, they're putting their kids to bed, or maybe their kids are chillaxing and they're already down for bed, or maybe they don't have any kids, or maybe their kids are like out of the house, okay? So you're not bothering people, okay? I'm too tired to do this. I've been with my 5 children all day long. How am I supposed to like have energy to do this? Okay, showers, or at least like splashing water on your face. You don't even have to shower off your body to do Facebook Lives and to do group parties. You can enroll your children. I've done Facebook Lives where my kids are doing charcoal mask with me, and people love the interactions with your family, with your husband, whoever it might be, okay? Maybe I could have said, oh, I don't know about this. You know, I can't really do this season of my life. I have too many kids and I have to homeschool and I just don't know how I'm going to fit this in. You guys, no. I was taking a whole entire like 8 to 12 hours on a Saturday to be away with, which granted, it was not a big deal because I could be at home every other day. But you guys, this is where around 7 o'clock, I just freshen up a little bit and I get on and I have fun with my hostess or with a new consultant or with a seasoned consultant who's working on relaunching her business. And then I have energy and then I can work for another hour setting up like the next event, and then I can still go to bed. Okay. And so it doesn't have to take a whole lot of time. Let me share with you some real results. You guys ready for some real numbers? I know y'all like some real numbers. Okay. This is just from like the first month of doing this. Andrea. So this is how I decided to start doing Facebook Lives and a Facebook Live in a group with a consultant. I'll tell you guys kind of the process and how it's super simple. So what I did is I have I had new consultants. I'm like, how am I supposed to do pink party debut launch parties with them if I can't physically get together with them? And so very smart national sales director Lily Gotro has been doing this since moving across the country. And this is definitely something I'm going to keep in my hip pocket and do this all the time to launch new consultants. So this is a great way to launch a new consultant, whether she's been in Mary Kay for a week. I do launch parties within like 3 days. You can do launch parties with consultants who have been in for the past month, the past 3 months. Maybe she's been in for the past year and she just doesn't like catch anything up yet, but you knew there was a spark and she wanted something with her business. You can relaunch consultants. You can do this with your sales director. You can do this on your own. You can do this with a teammate, a team member on your team. You can do it multiple different ways. So a launch party, a relaunch party, or like a recommitment party to your Mary Kay business, or just like a launch party virtually. Okay, so maybe you've done a launch party in person. Here's some real results from like the first like 2 weeks when we did this. Andrea's Facebook group. This is a group, okay? So this is a private group. So we're going to explain how to do that really quickly here in just a minute. But Andrea had about 12 people watch, okay? It does make a difference when you have 20 or 30 or 40 people in your private group. And we're going to talk about how to get those people in your group. You're not just inviting random people that you know and putting them into a group where they're going to be bombarded with messages. I hate that, okay? So Andrea had about 9 people who like watched our Facebook Live together, and Andrea and I did it together. And she had 7 orders, sold $738 at a prospect. Vanessa had about 6 people participate, 3 ordered, watch the numbers, you guys, $413 in sales, 1 prospect. Morgan had 8 people participate, 4 people ordered, $262 in sales, 1 recruit. Okay. Marissa had more people in her group, you guys. It also depends on your circle of influence of who you invite personally and add into your group right away. Okay. So Marissa actually had, her orders went up from this, but this is just the initial results that we had. But Marissa had about 23 people participate in our live video. She had about 17 orders and sold almost $2,000 in that hour. Okay, and a new recruit, Carla, who's been rocking too. Next, Samantha, you guys, she had 3 people watch. Just so you know these numbers, okay? 2 people ordered, sold $100, has 2 prospects. Amanda had 8 people watch, 4 ordered, $450, and a new team member. Gina had, she's gotten 3 new team members from this original launch party and sold over $400. Kelsey, we did hers via Zoom because Kelsey's not on Facebook. She had 13 people attend, sold $850 and has a prospect. Carla, she had 4 people watch, 3 ordered, sold $250. Ashlyn had 8 people watch, 5 ordered, $500 in sales. Are you guys seeing these numbers? Okay, so so say you have 20 people in your group, say a third of them actually watch, and then half of them may actually order. It's still working the numbers. Okay, Kim, can we share that video about how they can create like a group really simply? Okay, that's just on my phone. So you might see a funny little picture too, just so you see. So you go into Facebook, you go to your little bar at the bottom. This is an iPhone. You go to groups. You go to create, you go to name your group. And I'm going to give you guys some ideas about how to name your group too, but we're going to give you guys an extra training on like what to do from your group here on out. Pick a picture of what you want in your group. Okay. So you're going to pick a picture, like children, out, public or private. I usually make most of my groups private. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and add the description and go on from there. Okay, so that's just a quick, simple little video just to create your own group. Most of my consultants have been creating the group themselves. So what we started to do is I started to have the consultants create a like simple little tag of like their name for their group. So we're kind of going away from Tammy's Mary Kay customers because you guys, honestly, I've had my customer group for about like 5 years and it's pretty stagnant. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? So, and it says Tammy's Mary Kay customers. So for instance, Sue is a brand new consultant and I said, Sue, what are like 2 to 3 words that you would describe yourself? And her recruiter, Amanda, said, well, Sue's a nurse. She's caring. She also does a little bit with like acupuncture and relaxing. So we came up with the name Pampering, Relaxation, and Self-Care with Sue for the name of her group. Okay. In the description, you're going to put down information about you, about your family, about your likes, about your dislikes, what you're into, to get people to be excited to be a part of your group, knowing that it's not just straight up, I'm going to throw up Mary Kay all over you on Facebook. Okay. So that's not what we're doing, is that we're creating it. So we keep this group. So we originally make this group as their first group where we do a launch party, and then we keep that group for their customer page. So that is their customer group where they can then invite their customers once they've purchased product, once they are showing interest. And they can always change up the name if they want to. So they could even start off with the name as Sue's Launch Party. Like it could start off as that name, and then it could be tweaked from there. Okay, so those are real results, my friends. Why are we doing this? Okay, connecting. It's convenient. This is a convenient way to connect with people. Oh my goodness, guys, just turn it right into their customer group. It's awesome. PET. Do you guys hear this terminology? Not terminology, but acronym PET. It stands for post, email, text. My friends, we need to not just post in the regular Facebook world, but we need to do follow-up. We need to post something that's like intriguing, or it's like in our story, where it's in our regular story or our regular Facebook page that's intriguing to people. We need to also email people and invite them personally, but we also need to text them. And so the reason why we do that is because 100% of people open up their text messages. They do. Okay. And if they have like the little sign on there that says read, when they read it. So people open it up. Even if they don't respond to you, they have opened it up. Okay. Nationwide, you're creating family and friends to connect in a great way. You're building relationships. So again, this is to launch your business, to relaunch your business, or just to get like your customer group going again. Okay. So how we do it. So number one is you create your Facebook group. Just showed you how to do that. The second thing that you do is that I create an event. Okay, an event is different than a group. We've all been invited to events on Facebook, whether it's graduation parties. I'm getting messages for people's rescheduled weddings as an event. An event is a way where this consultant, I help her create the event, and we called her Pink Party Grand Opening, and that it's virtual. And so we're going to get people to say yes. So she's inviting 150 people, 200 people in the event, and then we're going to start getting responses. So she's inviting by the event, and she's inviting via text or straight up messaging or physically talking to people. Okay. When she gets a yes, then she says, I'm so excited that you're going to be a part of my event. Now I'm going to put you into my private group where we will go live. Okay. That's what we do. We don't add 150 people into the group. Now our goal is to build that group. So it's going to take follow up is the key. Okay. So a couple things with that then is then follow an agenda. Follow an agenda. We can share with you from the Facebook Go Kit. Also for directors, if you're like, oh my goodness, this is super great, I want to share this with my recruiters, we can share with you from the Heidi Gelzer page with the director information, just a simple, great agenda where you can do pre-posts and you can schedule those in. I've learned how to do that now, which is totally awesome. So I can schedule a bunch of parties. You can even relaunch or launch new consultants all together as a group. There is a great online system. It's called StreamYard.com, and you can use it for free. So if you are excited to do this with a new consultant, a recommitted consultant, a hostess, you can do these as parties. I've been doing special guest hostesses where it's her group party, just like what Brandy talked about, where you could either do the posting of the videos, or you could physically be talking with your hostess and she's doing all the samples. You and her are face to face in the video, and it is awesome because you guys can be working together that way. Okay, so I'm going to give you 10 tips for virtual parties because these are some things that I learned that may have held me back from going live, period. Not just live, but like a video, okay, you guys, or like a picture on Facebook. I used to say back in like high school, oh, I look awful in every single picture that I take. And I did. So then for my sister Carrie's wedding, like every single picture, I was like this, like cleaning up my teeth. Okay. So then I actually changed my words in high school. I said, I look great in every single picture that I take. So exuding confidence. So I say, I look great in every single live that I take. Okay, where do you look at? Just look at yourself on the screen. Okay, it's totally fine. Just look at yourself. You don't have to like look in like the little video thingy, but look at yourself. So here's 10 tips for going virtual. 10 tips. You guys ready for this? Here we go. Number 1, camera placement. Where should your camera go? Okay, eye to eye, straight on, or tilt it so the camera is high and looking down on you. You actually don't want to see me like this. Hey guys, hi, how's it going? You don't want to see me, hey, how's it going? Hey, camera placement. I actually have a little stand like my camera. The boxes totally work. Okay, number 1, camera placement. Number 2, lighting matters. Okay, you can get a ring light. You can get natural light. You can have a lamp. One of the biggest things that I realize is that the camera needs to be, not the camera, the light needs to be by the camera over here looking at you. Watch the difference and how much better I look with light. What? I look amazing. That's the secret. I could have no makeup on right now and the light would actually make me look way better too. Okay. So number 3, check the background. Got any underwear back there? Got your dirty laundry? It's distracting. Okay. What I have behind me, I've got a Mary Kay bag. I got some Mary Kay boxes. I got some Mary Kay prizes. I got some pretty flowers. I have Mary Kay sashes and ribbons. They're also great conversation starters, right? I have products readily available right next to me. Okay. So that's the 3rd one. Check your background. Okay, friends. It doesn't matter if you're wearing sweats. It's totally fun. Number 4, show fresh, clean products. You can demo from your demos. Okay. It's great to do actually like take off your eye makeup, put your makeup on, do the skincare, do the Hydra exfoliation, replenishing, everything. But you know what? When you're showing the products, show the beautiful boxes. Hold them up close. Let them be able to read what it is. You don't even have to get fancy and have like words at the bottom of the screen. As long as you're doing this and encourage them to take notes, it's totally perfect. Okay. Also, when you're teaching your 8-year-old to put labels on your product, teach her to put them on the back. Seriously, Harper, why would she know that? It's totally fine. I love her to death. But anyways, okay, so like beautiful products. Ooh, the microdermabrasion. You definitely want it. And really romancing, like when it's in a gift bag. Oh, and you get it in this beautiful gift bag. Oh my goodness, I love it. This is our satin hand set. Okay, so romancing your clean, fresh products, not your gross, dirty compact. You guys, that's gross. Okay, I used to do that. This is what not to do from Tammy. Okay, number five, videos, short and instructional. Okay, so that's if you're doing like a quick live, like on your Instagram that posts into your Facebook as well. You can just like say, hey guys, just getting ready for bed. You can go live. You can just post like a cute little funny video of you with like the biocellulose mask, just getting people to interact with you. But what I like to do is I like to have like a Mary Kay thing in there and then like, here's my kids being crazy. And then like, oh, here's me reading a book in silence. Oh, here's me drinking a beer because my kids just made me super crazy. Whatever it might be. But I like to interact those things in my story too, because you'd be surprised how many people I see in social media or out and about just in my local area who then start to follow and they start asking questions. Okay, that's a key. So that was video, short and instructional. So like tonight, like take off your eye makeup, like say, just like have your oil-free eye makeup remover, right? And just like take a quick little video, shake it, put it on. Don't even say anything and like be done with it. Like that's a way to like have interaction. Number 6, use pictures of yourself. People want to see you. They want to see you trying the products. That's why I love these Facebook Live group parties because it's me and it's the consultant. It's me and it's the hostess. So it's just like what we're doing right now, but people want to see that. It's me and my daughter doing charcoal mask. It's me and my boys, labeling product, whatever it might be. So, get interactive and have fun with like videos of yourself and with your family. Number 7. Sell yourself as the beauty expert. Because we are. We are. I've been trained by Robert Jones. I've been trained by makeup artist. I've been trained by Lori Hogg, makeup artist, multiple times, my friends. Okay. And so I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, granted, when I got into Mary Kay 20 years ago, I was like the biggest sporty spice in the whole wide world and only wore, a sports bra and flip-flops. But that doesn't matter. Like I can like do my hair from the front, doesn't mean it has to look good in the back. But you guys, sell yourself as the beauty expert. If you don't know the answer, say, that's super great. Let me find the answer for you really quick. Guys, we got resources. It's called marykayintouch.com. Totally awesome. Okay. It's called Mary Kay YouTube. Okay. You guys, if you have questions about Mary Kay products, you don't have to Google it because that's where like things get like sketchy. Go to Mary Kay in Touch, go to Mary Kay YouTube, go to Mary Kay Facebook. That's where you will find the things that you need to. Okay. So you want to have fun. That's like sharing like, the 10 beauty mistakes, like posting like, hey, what do you think the 10 beauty mistakes are? Getting people excited. And then if they like start commenting, then I then message them and I say, hey, do you want to join me for my fun virtual event on Wednesday night in my private group? We're doing the 10 virtual beauty mistakes. Okay. So it's getting people interactive that way. Number 8, be yourself. Be yourself. I used to like have to change myself and change my laugh, and I don't care anymore. Oh, you don't like my laugh? I'm sorry. It's totally fine. Okay. Be yourself. Have fun with it. Okay. And that's even with like your FaceTime facials in your customer group. Number 9, create content and save it for later. Create content and save it for later. Okay. Create content and save it for later. Reuse, reduce, recycle. It's totally great, you guys. And number 10, be a butterfly, not a mosquito. Be a butterfly, not a mosquito. And what I mean by that one, in your personal Instagram and Facebook page, it's like a flitter of Mary Kay, where you want people to ask you, oh, what do you do? Wait, what do you sell? Oh, I didn't know that you sold Mary Kay. Oh, I didn't know you drove a pink Cadillac every day. Okay. You want to be a butterfly because you want people to ask you questions, not you always sending messages out to people. You're creating this excitement. So that's why I'll post like something that I bought on Amazon or at Target or a local boutique. I'll get people excited about like the things I'm excited about. So it's more of like you're starting to create kind of like your beauty blog of like, what does Tammy like? What does Tammy like? What does Tammy spend her money on? And I'm not like making money in endorsements off of like random things that I'm posting, but it's getting people interactive. It's posting like a recipe that maybe you tried. It's posting a Pinterest fail that you tried, post the Pinterest picture and post like what you actually accomplished. It's getting them involved with your life and creating that relationship because that's how some people build their relationships right now. And that's totally fine. Okay. So that's just interacting and getting your Facebook group started and then how to be able to go live in those groups, just getting those steps, but follow an agenda and have fun. My launch parties are absolutely phenomenal and they're about 45 minutes long with a new consultant or recommitted consultant or with a guest hostess. And it is show and tell. It is show the product, tell them about it. And how do I know about the product? From the lookbook. These descriptions are amazing. And then the key is it's closing up the parties, just like how we've been learning and working them full circle. So I will work full circle until my dreams come true and I'll do it again. You guys have fun like sharing your life. It's really great. Okay. You guys are wonderful. So we're going to take it to our national, Heidi Gelzer.
Hey, Tam, thanks for that. Holy cow, you guys. I have pages and pages of notes. Oh, so good, so good. So now, before we close up for the evening, we are going to give the top 10 in each of the categories, okay? The top 10 in each of the categories for consultants, red jackets, and directors for the week. Kim is going to show you the prizes that you've earned, and then we're going to close up with a little inspiration. So congratulations to the number 10 consultant from the Gina Desmond unit, Michelle Cron. Number 9 from the Jane Green unit, Daniela Vians. Number 8 from the Mary McIntosh unit, Tristy Pierce. Number 7 from the Carrie Johnson unit, Lindsay Hagen or Hagen. I don't know how we say that, Lindsay. Number 6 from the Jesse Nichols unit, Amber Barton. Number 5 from the Carolyn Tillman unit, Chanel Graham. Number 4 from the Jackie Kramer unit, Shania Elder. And here's our top 3. Our top 3 get special presents for this week. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, the competition is tough. Wow. We had, I don't know, 2,000 people or more. I think there's 2,700 people in the Facebook group. 38% of the people turned in their points. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you for turning in your points. Once again, if you have not listened to the hotline yet for today, you want to listen to that to get points, but also to get inspiration. Here are our top 3. Our number 3 consultant is a brand new consultant. She literally signed 2 weeks ago from the Mary McIntosh unit with 627,200 points. Stacy Sanders. Woohoo! Our number 2 consultant from the Tracy Chavez unit with 677,000 points, Tracy Jorgensen. Woo! Congratulations. And the number 1 consultant from the Melissa McCarrick unit, Constance Ogden with 740,300 points. Congratulations to our top 10 consultants. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, and now we're going to our top 10 red jackets enrolled in the Engage to Elevate. Number 10 is Geraldine Rode. Number 9, Barbie Saraki. Number 8, Marilyn Reed. Number 7, Becky Holt. Number 6, Rebecca McIntosh. Number 5, Laura Butler. Number 4, Lori Sullivan. And the top 3 consultants. Number 3 from the Robin Moore unit with 595,800 points, Vicki Miner. Number 2 with 605,800 points, Suzanne Riggs. Nope, she's from the Suzanne Riggs unit. Sorry, Jennifer Bertrand. Yay, Jennifer. And the number 1 consultant, red jacket, with 628,600 points from the Nancy Brinley unit, Angela Hawkins. Woohoo! And your sales directors are leading by example. All right, here we go. Our top 10 sales directors. Number 10, Kim Bessie. Number 9, Jenny Simmonsma. Number 8, Lisa Bolton. Number 7, Amber Monk. Number 6, Darcy Grokowski. Number 5, Trisha Bless. Number 4, Hannah DeCarol. This message is kind of, Hannah, I'm going to get your name right. DeCarligand. I could be saying that wrong, but I'm trying. Hannah DeCarligand. And our top 3, and Kim will post these on the Facebook page, but here we go. Number 3 with 867,300 points, Beth Brinkley. Our number 2 sales director, these are super close, with 885,000 points, Laura Claypool. Woo, Laura. And our number 1 director with 1,171,000 points, Tiffany Burnett. Wow, wow, wow. Congratulations. And Kim will be reaching out to you if she doesn't already have your address to send those in the mail. So for our challenges for this week, you guys, there's a couple things that I just want to go over. Number 4, there will be a bonus training about different ways for you to create your own customer Facebook group that will be absolutely intentional and amazing. That video is going to be on this Facebook group. It's the number 4 challenge on your sheet. You're going to get 10,000 points for watching that video, which is going to be more specific about how to create your own great customer group and have it interactive and have it be much more effective, maybe naming it a different name like Tammy talked about. All right. So then you guys, if you look on this, you're going to get extra points if you hold your own party. Okay. If you look at number 17, if you hold your own party on your own without your sales director, you're going to get 50,000 points for this week. If you hold it with your sales director, which is great, if she's having an event and you get 3 or more people there, you can absolutely do that. We want you to do that. You get 20,000 points for that, but you get over double the amount of points for holding your own virtual party because we want you guys to try. to try. Now, a couple of you guys, that we had some questions about certain things. Okay, if you sell $4, you add 2 zeros to what you sell. So you give yourself 400 points. If you sell $40, you add 2 zeros and you give yourself 4,000 points. Does that make sense? If you sold $400, you add 2 zeros. So you give yourself 40,000 points. That's how it means with the sales, in case you had any questions about that. My sister Nikki and I were talking this afternoon about how did we learn about time management and emotional management. Our national sales director did not have weekly Zooms or conference calls. We literally spoke to her at seminar and at leadership. So how did we learn these things? You guys, we listened to Mary Kay CDs and Mary Kay cassettes back in the day. Have you downloaded that MK virtual learning app? Like, you guys, did you know that you can type anything in there? Like, if you're in DIQ, you can type in DIQ and it will have all of the trainings for DIQ that can assist you in that. If you want to be in your red jacket, you can type in red jacket or team building. If you're having problems with emotional management, type in emotional management, okay? The other thing that I want to encourage you to do, and I know, guys, I am the person that doesn't want to do it on my own. You looked at the Google Forms. Okay, if you don't print this book, I'm glad you have it printed, but it's also a virtual working book. If you open up this book on your computer and you go to page 47 in this book, there are literally links that will open up. If you want to know how to do a Google form, seriously, you can copy what we have done and you can simply click on the link, skincare session feedback form template. You click on that link and you can literally change it. You can leave everything on there, all the information, and it just changes to your email, to your name, to your phone number. That's what you can change that to. Okay, you guys? So if you don't want to make your own Google form and you like what we have, you don't have to make it. You can simply change it yourself. The other thing that I liked what some of the people talked about tonight is if you don't know how to do something, if you don't know how to do something on Facebook, Google it. If my husband is changing an outlet in our house, which is what he was doing today, let's be clear, he had his iPad there and he had Googled it. All right, you guys, we are smart women. Don't just get stupid because we're doing things virtually. I can tell myself that all the time. I am smart. I can figure this out. You guys, you can figure this out. Seriously, if you figure out how to do a flip chart, if you figure out how to work this Mary Kay business the first way that we did it, then you can figure this out. Also, what I loved Tammy talking about, Mary Kay has tons of information for us, you guys. Their virtual showcase that they have on Mary Kay In Touch. We have a Mary Kay Facebook page. We have Mary Kay places where we can find everything. Go there. They pay people lots of money to put these things together for us. Go there to figure it out before you reach out to my assistant. Before you even reach out to your sales director, you guys. Try. You can do it. Okay, so as we're closing up tonight, you guys, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. I can't wait to see you again next week. But as we're closing up, you guys, it's almost time for re-entry in a lot of places in this world. Re-entry away from our virtual world. Totally, right? We've had to be virtual totally for months. And now some states and some cities are opening up. Society is opening up. And that causes a mixture of emotions. It does. Because you know what? We were all going through this together. We were experiencing it in a different way, but it was the one thing that we all had in common is that we had to be away from people. And now we have to figure out how we want our new world to look, don't we? Because what the pandemic did for us, my friends, is it made us look at our lives and evaluate and decide what did I like that was happening in my old life and what do I want to change? And guys, that's the same thing in your Mary Kay world. What did you love that you are going to go back to? And what can you be more efficient at? What can you say, no, I like this virtual thing better and I'm going to incorporate it. But again, right? Again, this is change. And to add to that, what is going on in our society right now, there's a lot of unrest, and rightly so. Because there has been injustice in our world and in our nation for a long time. There is racism, unfortunately, that has not been eradicated, that has not been taken away. But what I love about this Mary Kay world, and I came into Mary Kay 23 years ago in a very racially divided city in the middle of Louisiana. It was very segregated. And what I loved about my Mary Kay is that when I went to my success night, we had people of all different races at that success night. I felt confident and comfortable inviting anybody of any background, of any color, of any shape, or any size to my Mary Kay event because they would be welcomed and they would be loved. Can we do better as a country, as a society, as individuals? Yes, God, help us to be better, to love everyone as He has loved us. And so, guys, there's a lot of uncomfortable out there. But as we have learned through this pandemic and now through the things that are going in our society with the race issues coming to the forefront, they've always been there, but now coming out more and more, is that we can do hard things and we're not going to shy away from them as individuals, as a company, and as a country. Okay, so you guys, I don't know what your reality is. I don't know what your family looks like. I don't know what your business looks like. I don't know what your community looks like. But I know that together we can do this. Here are a couple quotes from you. Victory comes from finding opportunity in the problems. You have found opportunity in this problem of this pandemic, you guys, and we are so proud of you. And in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. This week, my friends, no matter what you have going on, I want you to remember that. In the middle of difficulty lives opportunity. You can do this. So Kim, can you show them what they're going to earn this week? Our top 3 consultants, red jackets, and sales directors.
Hey guys, I unmuted. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this winners currently, you're getting these. They're put in the mail tomorrow. Yay!
Love those earrings, those rose gold dangly earrings, and she didn't get me an extra pair. She broke the rule. Find cute things, buy Heidi one. Okay, it's okay. I forgive you, Kim. I forgive you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, this week, you guys, it hasn't arrived to my house yet, but they will be here like in the next 2 days. So I'll post pictures. But this week, you are getting, because we're doing so many things virtually, so many things in the mail, you are getting a package of Happy Mail supplies.
Oh,
So, like Happy Mail stickers that you can put on your packages, and cute like note cards that you can write to put in. So I just thought that would be so super fun.
I love it.
You can have
I love it. Something different. So you're getting like the top 3 get cute things for their packages, which is so fun.
Yep.
Or their deliveries, however they want to do it.
Super cute postcards and Happy Mail stickers, and they're so fun.
Okay, well, we all love Happy Mail. Everybody loves Happy Mail. And what else, Kim?
Remember, if you turned in points yesterday, even if you didn't, keep turning in your points. But if you filled out the Google form yesterday, you are officially on target to earn the consistency prize, which is these super fabulous earrings. I'm sorry you don't get to pick your color, but whatever color you get will be fabulous.
We love it. And remember, you guys, the top 3 at the end, you don't have to be the winners every week. It is the culmination of all the points. And those are the bags that you win. Our top 3 consultants, our top 3 red jackets, and our top 3 sales directors each will earn the different purses and clutches. So you guys, wow, what a great night. But remember, you can watch this over again. Maybe that's what you want to do as part of your training this week. Be watching for the Facebook video that's coming out. They're going to get you more information about creating great groups for the future. And you guys, you can do this. Remember, just try. Just try. Be the best version of you. And that's absolutely enough. And you can do hard things. We can do them together. Have a great night, everybody. See you next week. Bye.